we have ideas of what a full ranked looks like, but we currently don't have plans. We don't plan on bringing back separate character ranks in the first version of full ranked. That's so interesting. Forgive me for the clickbait. I know it's not devs versus players. It's devs with players. It's devs collaborating with players, responding to players. But versus is just a bit snappier, you know what I mean? Hey everyone, welcome to the Rivals Community Roundup, a show hosted by yours truly, both players. Let's go, both players. So this is a hopefully weekly show where I want to showcase what's going on in the Rivals community. I just feel like there's not a place where they aggregate all the things that's happening in a digestible way. There's like things in a Q&A in a long ass stream. There's a bunch of notes in the NOLT board. If you don't know, the NOLT board is where you can submit suggestions to the dev team. And in the Reddit community, like there's a lot of different places to get information, and I'm trying to bring it all together to make it a bit easier to parse through everything. Well, that's the idea anyway. So the first place I want to look at is all the NOLT board suggestions. So this is the NOLT board. You can see right here. This is where you can suggest anything you want to the dev team, and they will, ideally look at it. But I want to look at this roadmap here, which is everything that the devs have responded to, basically. So we're just gonna go down the line here, from going from planned to not planned. So the first thing is this person is suggesting a tournament setup mode, which basically what they want is a way to lock online things like buying stuff like the shop when they are setting up a tournament offline. And Dan is saying here that they are working on an offline mode that ideally is released in Q1 of 2025. And Q1, if you don't know, is just like the first 3 months of the year. So January, February, March. So aiming for before March is what it seems like. The next thing is shop skin color palettes. They want a way to look at skin palettes before you buy them. And I'm presuming this also goes for looking at any cosmetic in the store. And so this is something that they're targeting in Q1 as well. It will likely require them to get a new hire to get it out along with the other updates, but their plan is to get it by Q1 of 2025. So so it's something to know is that they are looking at it. The next thing is add and remove players in an ongoing lobby. I guess it was in Rivals 1, but they want to be able to add friends into an ongoing lobby rather than having to recreate lobbies every time, which I never made lobbies, so I didn't know this was a thing. That's pretty insane that you have to remake. But this is something that they want to look at. They are planning to overhaul the lobbies in the future update, again in Q1 of 2025. So now we want to go into things that they are monitoring, which is, I'm assuming, just looking at. They're seeing what the vibes are, and the first one is no more holding down, please, which I'm assuming they're talking about Floorhugging and CC, which it is. The only annoying part of this game is hitting someone above 50% only for them to go nowhere because they decided to hold down Floorhugging CC. This mechanic needs a hard percent limit and should not be keeping opponents stationary at 70% plus. So I'm gonna say my take here right now. I think the problem with Floorhugging and CC is that people don't exactly know how it works. All they know is that a player reacts press down, and they feel like they're getting punished on hit. And that's the part that is frustrating for people who don't understand the mechanic, is simply getting punished on hit feels bad. Like full stop, that just feels bad. Even if it's a smart mechanic, it doesn't feel good to get hit by that. And obviously anything that discuss Floorhugging and CC is going to be a big discussion. CC is fine, it exists, there's counterplay to it. It's bizarre that this game, like, people are heated. Personally, I think it's fine. I think there is counterplay. Is it annoying that the counterplay to CC is like moves a hit up and grab? Sure, but that's like the only counterplay to shield is to do shield pressure or grab. It's like, yeah, that's that's what it is. It's a defensive option, and there's specific ways to beat it. But Dan has said something about it. I'm going to summarize. Basically what he's saying is that getting rid of CC and Floorhugging is not going to be good because it'll actually ironically become more spammy, and that's going to be really annoying to deal with. The funny thing is, I think Rivals didn't have as much of a problem with this, and Rivals was pretty spammy, but people liked it. Again, it's also less of a popular game than Rivals 2 is, so who's to say? But the crux of what he's saying is that here, we don't plan to remove the mechanic entirely because it would require significant nerf to jabs and tilts across the board. But they are not fully satisfied with the SSDI implementation and what percent floor hugging counters are changing. I don't actually know what this means, floor hugging counters? I'm not too sure, but I think they aren't satisfied with how, I think specifically floor hugging is being implemented. SSDI, if you guys don't know, is single shift DI. If you played the game, if you notice these like small arrows that pop out when someone gets hit, that is SSDI, which is there's one powerful shift towards a direction that you can do during hit lag as a way to either help you escape or help you survive. But that's it for now. CC and floor hugging is going to stay in. Another thing that they are monitoring is the server issues. Personally, I haven't experienced a lot of server issues, but it's a problem enough to get a lot of upvotes. Although this guy is being really yeah, he's being really dramatic. Okay, I don't want to go that far, but he's being really dramatic. You don't even have to have a fix already. Just please acknowledge that this is an issue that's being worked on, which, to be fair, they have. This, the pros and cons of server-based network is that, like, the one thing is that you can have nearly as many people on one match as possible without degradation because they're connecting to the server instead of each other. But the other thing is everything is based on how good the server runs. So that is a problem that people are feeling. But Dan has spoken. Also, I guess if you don't know, Dan is the lead developer and creative head and the owner of Aether Studios, so his words have a lot of weight. Yeah, he's just saying there's a lot going on. It could be PC performance, but they're monitoring the issue. They are looking into it. They want to make it more stable. But he's also maintaining that it could possibly be an issue with your personal computer, which it might be, because I don't think I've really experienced that. The big things that I've experienced is that I get connected to like the Atlanta server or something, and that connection is total ass. But otherwise, I haven't had a problem. I don't know. I think people are being like really dramatic. I like the NOLT board because it gives an opportunity to put suggestions of what you want. But man, some people are really entitled. Like game making and maintaining is truly very difficult. Yeah, I'm sure Dan is tired of people like making suggestions and criticisms in bad faith. Guys, they like these guys really like the game they're working on, and they love the community. I don't know if these are new people, but like if you were part of the Rivals 1 community, you would know how much that the developers love their community. They're not trying to shun anybody or like push it away. They are working on it, so interact with them with good faith, and they will interact with that back. Specifically, this I think is what the issue is, but they are addressing the servers. So now we are into the section of discussing options, which is they are looking into it on the team to see what they can do about the issue. They don't know what to do yet, but they are looking at it. Add Whifflag back. So this is something that exists in in Rivals 1, is that when you whiff an attack, there's actually more end lag. So it rewards high aggression and punishes mindless aggression, because if you whiff, then you have more time to punish. And they removed, so it says here that the reasons why they removed Whifflag is because of some factors like shields. Like there are other defensive options rather than just movement that makes it so that you don't necessarily need Whifflag. But the other issue is that when you're writing the game, like the code, you have to have 2 sets of frame data for every move, which is a lot. It's pretty challenging, as they say. So it isn't as easy as simply adding more end lag. Dan is very, I think, particular about how things look. So if they add more end lag and it looks weird, I don't think he's about that. But he has said that they're thinking about testing some Whifflag in internal builds so that they can see if it works out. And perhaps doing it slowly instead of all at once. Like maybe just landing lag on aerials to see how that feels. Dude, this JP Scotty guy is like, he's on it, man. He be talking and everything. Next is a training mode like Uncle Punch. If you're unfamiliar with Uncle Punch, it is a training mode, I think developed for Slippy, which is the online ROM version of Melee. And the biggest thing is like having a more robust training mode to actually teach players like scenarios of how to like how do you practice for different scenarios and different tech. Yeah, like this guy says, these options are poorly explained in the official material, which is true. Right now, it is very bare bones, but that is what they want to do. Dan says, yes, I want this stuff for sure. Honestly, think it would be more useful for the average person than one-on-one tutorials that Rivals 1 has, but we have a lot of true beginners trying to play the game while it's new, so we are prioritizing beginner lessons first. So they are looking into a more robust training mode, but they are going to do the basic tutorials first. And from what I understand, the tutorials are also, they're aiming for early January, which they talked in the Q&A that I'll talk about later. This is another thing that they're discussing options. They actually did implement the collect all function actually last week. So it's in. You can collect all. That's great. Next, make target test option outside of arcade mode. People like arcade mode or the target test. They want to be able to play it. And they also want this to happen, but that's just not their priority at the moment. So right now they're saying that the target test isn't really optimized. They just wanted to get it out for the arcade mode, but they want to redesign the levels to be more like tight for all the characters. But if they aren't able to do that, they'll get something we'll get something in early 2025. Not really sure what that might mean, but they are looking at it. Lastly, this is the not planned section. Individual separate ranks per character. So this is this guy asking, the popular modern fighting games do this for good reason, naming different things. This allows players to explore the entire cast at their own pace in a more competitive environment than casual matchmaking allows for. And generally speaking, I agree. I think individual ranks is not only fine, it's good, but this is really interesting. He says that we have discussed this a lot internally. Remember that ranked in this game is currently ranked light. So if you don't know, this is not like an official, like the way they want ranked is a very basic rank, which just accounts for elo. We have ideas of what a full rank looks like, but we currently don't have plans. We don't plan on bringing back separate character ranks in the first version of full ranked. That's so interesting. It is possible to take Rivals 1 design and improve upon it, but we have some other ideas to make playing alt less damaging without requiring separate ratings for every character. Okay, so a couple things here. They said they don't plan on bringing back separate ranked characters in the first version of full ranked. So what this possibly means is that they'll look into it for the future. And so if you guys don't know how it worked in Rivals 1, is that everyone's in bronze rank and you can rank up all of the characters individually. But if you go to a new character, you cannot pick a character of higher rank when you are trying to play the game. That way it prevents you from queuing up with the lower rank and then trying to stomp them with a character that you're much better at. I think the problem with Rivals 1 is that everybody starts at bronze. So even if you're really good at the game with one character and you pick a new character, it starts right at bronze. And that's a problem because you'll be stomping for a little bit. But I think other games have kind of fixed this by setting new floors every time you rank up. So if you're high ranked in Street Fighter, the other characters, you're not going to be at the bottom rank, you'll be slightly higher. Which I think is a pretty elegant solution. I'm actually it's really interesting why that's not what they want to do, it seems like. They have other ideas. I don't know what less damaging means. I guess they're trying to say less like volatile and less like stompy. But like I think just having new floor, like me, I'm a mid-plat Loxodont. My other characters are ass. They are probably silver. And so I don't know why you wouldn't just like baseline silver everybody if I'm one character in plat, you know? I'm not really sure about this. But like I said before, you know, they care about the game. So I am confident that they will come up with something that works. Yeah, this guy, looking forward to see what you come up with. I'd be interested in how you go about a way that's less annoying for people who gets destroyed by someone in their rank because they decided to switch from the new character to their main. That's just not fun. Oh, that's the thing. This was never the case though. Like even in Rivals 1, you could never go to your higher ranked character. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about this. Very curious. I don't know what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think, firstly, do you guys think that individual and separate ranks is the better way to go about it? And if so, why do you think that they seem to be adverse to it? It just seems like a thing that most players, at least what I've seen, agree is the better option. But hey, maybe they do come up with something creative and it's better. We'll see. Alright, so the next part is going to be just general news. What's happening in the world of Aether? For one, Etalus is going to be the next new character. If you don't know who Etalus is, he is a polar bear from the ice region of Aether. He was in Rivals 1. He's a heavy with a lot of slippery, tricky movement options, which is why a lot of people like Etalus. He has this ice mechanic where he can slip and slide, and has a lot of fun moves like his armor, and so it's very exciting to see this new character come out. And I think, from what I understand, is because he's coming out in sometime in January, he's probably going to be legal for Genesis X2, which is going to be, I think, the first big major tournament, offline tournament for Rivals of Aether 2. So that's going to be really exciting. Some random Etalus is going to pop off. With Etalus coming out, they're going to have a new event in January. So if you don't know, there's going to be monthly events. And this January event is going to have a Crag skin, a Forsburn skin, an Arcane skin, and an Etalus skin. So if this is like any of the previous events, 3 of the skins will be packaged as a bundle that you can purchase, and 1 of the skins will be free. Dan has not indicated which one will be the free one, but if I had to guess, it's probably going to be the Etalus skin. I know that like it makes sense for Etalus to be part of the bundle because then you'd be incentivized to purchase it since he's the new character and you'll get a 6 new skin. But I don't know why. I just have a feeling that they're gonna make him the free one because he is the new incoming character. And from the announcement, what their plan seems to be is 1 character per season. So 1 character per quarter. This is aligning with what they said before, which is about 4 characters a year. And there's quite a few Rivals 1 characters left, so it'll be a while before your favorite comes to fruition. From what I understand, what they want to do is roughly in 1 year, 2 old characters, 1 new character but that we know in the Aether world, and 1 new character, like completely new character. But from what I'm observing through their promotional material and stuff, in this batch, I think 2 of the characters that they are most likely going to bring back is Absa and Sylvanos. If Absa and Sylvanos are back in this year, that would mean 3 returning characters, so that's probably not going to happen. But that just seems likely because they have put out material with these characters on it. I'd be very surprised. And since it's 1 character per season, Sylvanos makes a lot of sense for spring, since he's like a little flower dog. Absa might be fall, cloudy, electric, rain cloud type deal. And then 1 brand new character. Maybe it's one of those Dungeon of Aether people, the shark guy or the dragon guy. I'm not a real fan. I don't know their names. I think one of them is Slade. I think the dragon is Slade, and then there's the shark guy. I don't know, man. Another cool thing is that the free grind events is able to be picked even after the event is over. So if you were too late, you will not miss the event. You can just go back and grind out that event. So even if you come, I'm assuming even if you come into the game, let's say a year later, you can go back to all the previous tracks and grind it out, which is awesome. I think that's great that they are trying to make sure that there's no content that you will miss. And instead, if you're late to the game, you actually have a backlog of content to catch up with, which is, I think, a really good thing that they're doing. The Rivals team also recently did a holiday stream. This is where they announced that Etalus was out, or that was going to be released. And at the end of the stream, Santa did a Q&A for everybody. But it's kind of at the end and like not very organized, so I wanted to put it all together very quick and dirty, what the questions were and what the answers are. People asked, when are the other characters coming in? And like I said before, it's going to be one per season. Will there be more Rivals plushes? Short answer, yes. Will Etalus Up Air be a hit grab or a command grab? He has confirmed that Etalus Up Air is going to be a hit grab, so you cannot be grabbed out of shield. Is that good? Bad? It's probably good. It's probably good because a command grab up air would be ridiculous. Next question is, when will we have training mode and tutorial improvements? The goal is to have the first 3 lessons out by early January. And what I'm assuming is that they're the first 3 like super basic tutorials of how to play the game. So no character specific stuff yet, just the basics. They want to add more tutorials throughout the year, which I'm assuming are like character specific tutorials as well as more advanced tutorials. But Santa wanted to make sure that we knew that they are dedicating time and effort into a more robust training mode as well. Another thing that they added in this question, Dan wanted to make sure that we knew that they wanted to make ranked mode improvements. So they wanted to implement improvements ideally by the end of Q1, which would be March. And Dan was being a little vague about what these improvements would be. He said something about like he wants more goals, so like maybe it's better divisions of ranks, but ultimately like he wants it to be more fun to play, less brutal, less like number down, number up, rank. What I think that means is like smaller divisions, easier to climb, like, you know, the classic stuff from League, like Silver 4, Silver 3, Silver 2, Silver 1, like climbing that way is what I assume he means, but I'm not entirely sure. Somebody asked, will Etalus have new moves? And the answer is yes. And one example that he gave is that Etalus's special pummel will be something fun, where he breathes ice on you and you get little icicles on top, and they will freeze you. They will try to attack you once you hit the ground or touch the ground. The 3 options is that if you hit the ground and you miss your tech, the ice will activate and freeze you in place. If you hit the ground and tech, you will have enough time to shield the ice, so you can block it from freezing you. If you're able to escape and land on the ground normally, like you don't hit the ground, if you just land on the ground, you actually have enough time to parry. So you can parry, shield, or I think those are the only 2 options in that case. So this is the idea that they want to implement. I think this is going to be a very, very, very strong special pummel. I know, so this is a tech check. Like if you miss your tech, you're done, which already is pretty strong. But I think the fact that it forces you to do a defensive option, you either have to shield or parry, I think it makes it so that Etalus can put a lot of pressure. Because even if you tech and you shield the ice, you're in shield and Etalus can keep wailing on you, have a lot more shield pressure. So it's going to be interesting. The next question is, when will Etalus and the new skins be available? So the new skins are going to be available right when the event starts. So I think the first week of January, which is either next week or in 2 weeks. I'm not entirely sure. But Etalus himself will be available to play on January 21st. The next question is, why don't color palettes work across all skins? Why only specific skins? Ultimately, it's time, money, and aesthetics. They want to make sure each skin looks good with each palette. But not only that, it's because if you made each skin or each palette available for all skins, it would create exponentially more work, because every new skin would have to have those specific palettes. Every palette would have to work with every skin, and it's truly too much work for it to be sustainable. Are there plans for new stages? Yes, and also stage skins will be back. When is crew battle mode coming? Slated for Q4 of 2025. The next question is, will there be a story mode, or when is story mode? Dana said that it is on the to-do list, but the when is dependent on resources and manpower. It is unfortunately not the focus at the moment. Dan acknowledges that the game right now is not the best for beginners and casuals, but that is something that they are focusing on making better. And the last question that was asked is, will retro skins ever be available for purchase? So retro skins, or is that Game Boy looking skin that you got if you pre-ordered the game during Kickstarter or during the Pledge Manager stuff? Short answer, no. It is currently not available and probably won't be available for purchase for those who did not pre-order. But specifically for the retro skin, never say never. They do want to make it possible to get retro skins in the future. They're just not exactly sure how to do it yet, but that is something that they are looking at. Next, I don't know. I kind of want to do like a Reddit recap type deal, but for Rivals of Aether. I normally don't use Reddit, but I've been using Reddit a lot more recently. I like Rivals and I want to have a place to talk about Rivals, but not on Discord, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a Discord hater. It's not a very easy way to like hop into a discussion or talk about things. Like, people are constantly chatting. How do you guys deal with Discord? I don't know, which is why I like Reddit. Although Reddit is also full of people who are righteous and, you know, entitled, but that's another story. So yeah, let's take a look at what's happening in the past week or so. Me and my friend invented new game mode. Cute. What is this? I guess it's whoever can't parry your one. I guess it is an added difficulty by moving to the left and right. Oh my god, the timing's getting different. Whoa, what the freak? It's actually interesting, fun. That's cute. I love different ways to play. I love this character. Is this Miranda Cosgrove? Is that? Wait, is that? Wait, what is this? What is this layout, bro? Oh my god. Yo! Alright, that's pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy. A dare, a bear, a side B, a dare. Sheesh! Is this a computer? Brother, do this on ranked. Do this on ranked, bro. that was pretty sick. That was pretty sick. This game is so humbling. Every single time I played a game online, I've been 3-stocked. It feels impossible to do anything, and just like long cutscenes of the opponent hitting me over and over. I know some basic tech like hit falling, wave dashing, dash dancing, but they're not seeming to help. I'll hit a couple times and then go back to being hit. This is something else a new players experience, or I'm just terrible at this game. I gotta tell you right now, this game is hard. This game is humbling. But I think it's because there's so much new information to take in as a new player that it's really overwhelming. Like, take a break. I actually do think you should just take a break and then come back to it a week later. And I think every time you come back to it, you will understand the game a little bit more, and it becomes less overwhelming. Don't feel like dropping the game for a little bit is giving up. It's okay to stop, take a break, but I do encourage you to come back. It is a very fun game to play. Yeah, it's really common for new players. This player base is cracked. FYI, ranked is the only mode with skill-based matchmaking, so if you want to play people in your level, that's the only way to do it. Casual games put you against anyone, and since this player base is cracked, it's a bad time for newbies. Yeah, so casual does have MMR, it's just more loose and ranked. That is true. It is not it's not like super strong like ranked, but there is some MMR. Etalus reveal, we already talked about it, pretty sick. Huge W for the Aether Team. What is this? Hey there, we're reaching out to you as we notice you've purchased the Hockey Loxodon bundle at an incorrect price. To that end, we extend our sincere apologies and would like to ask how you would prefer to receive a refund for the difference of the bundle value. Oh, well, that's really cool. I mean, that makes sense, but it's cool that they reached out. I think that's awesome. I remember Nintendo and Pokemon Company releasing separate DLC for the games, putting the onus on the player to buy the right one. What the hell, really? Dude, that's crazy. Wow. See, love the community and devs for stuff like this. That's what I'm saying. The community is awesome, and the devs love us. I think, you know, don't be so quick to judge them. They want to create the best game for us, you know? They have our best interest in mind. I think we got to remember that. This is just funny. Bonk. This is great. I love this subreddit. January's event will be dinosaurs, not shown. Forsburn Arcane. Oh, interesting. I think they're so right. I've seen the Primal Crag skin. I just didn't know how to, like how do you get it? And I guess it's not. I think this makes a lot of sense that the Primal skin will be the January event. Primal Arcane and Primal Forsburn would be sick. Dude, that's freaking awesome. That dinosaur paleo kids are gonna have a field day. That would be good. I want to see the arcade skin, dude. Tar effect. All right, I'm getting too hyped from speculation, because if it's not that, I'm gonna be disappointed, and we'll see. We'll see. The skin game for this game has been. You know what's really funny is that when it first released, I was like, $15 for a bundle, $15 for a legendary skin. That's too expensive. Reduce it by $5. But here I am, just foaming at the mouth the opportunity to buy all these skins. I'm part of the problem. No, but I want to give them the money. I like these guys. But that's interesting. Any guesses who the rest will be? My theory, even though it doesn't really match the silhouettes, it's like, I mean, that could be Absa. This could be Sylvanos. Fall, I'm not sure. Although this, I have no idea. Let's see what the people think. That one is definitely Etalus. Oh, I already liked it. That's so funny. God, so it's always the easy jokes that are also some of the funniest. So Dan said on the stream that of the three, one is at least a new character, one is returning. So I'd say Spring is a new character, Summer is Absa, Fall is Elenia or Sylvanos. Yeah, I think that's gonna be probably Sylvanos. Dan mentioned Elenia in the stream, but Sylvanos was like, you saw a model of Sylvanos on the trailer. So I think Absa and Sylvanos are definitely going to be in, and one new guy. We had like 2 hours free at school today and played Rivals the whole time. What the heck? Is this high school? Sheesh, high school is really playing Rivals 1? That's crazy. I will say, Workshop does make Rivals 1 go crazy. Finally, nearly after 6 hours, I got my first win ever. Dude, that's awesome. 6 hours. 6 hours is tough, but it's awesome that you're learning and playing the game. I'm a new player, and I feel like this game isn't friendly with new players. True, but keep trying. We believe. All the players here are sweaty, even though I'm playing casual. It feels like trying Melee in 2024. But even though I really love the game, Arcane, I don't know how to learn the game without having people to play at my level, but it's a good game. I'll keep playing it. So people are probably going to mention, with that mindset, you're going to be killing it in no time. What do you mean? I'm playing versus people who have 2 hours in the game. No, yeah. I think the thing is, people assume, and this is really a marketing thing, like, casuals is not actually casuals. It's just not ranked. It's just a place where you're not going to affect your rank. But if you want to play people of your level, you have to play ranked, man. Treat ranked like normal mode, and treat casuals like opportunities to stomp or get stomped. Yeah, apparently a lot of Etalus mains were Lox mains, which I guess makes sense. Big body. I was a Crag main in Rivals 1, so I don't relate with this, but apparently a lot of people do. Society we live. I have amazing strong attacks, amazing frame data, crazy combo game, good projectile. Okay, listen. The thing is, it's true. Zetter is cool. Rano sucks. I think it's because, okay, Rano, launch patch Rano was ridiculous. Okay, can we admit this? Launch patch Rano just like did moves and it worked. It was not okay. I think current patch Rano is in a place that is much better, which unfortunately means Zetter has taken the lead because he's slightly easier and better at this stage. But I think that's fine. I had so much more frustration fighting a pre-patch Rano than Zetterburn. Zetter has Shine though, which is cool. And he's a spacey, which is really cool. And the combos look cool. Okay, he's memeing, but it's true. It's true. Zetter's just cool. I got, a freaking prince who has fire move, much cooler than a pacifist monk frog. He's not even a pacifist. He's beating my ass. I really liked it. I like this. I remember this one. How Rivals can succeed despite being a dumb game for idiots. If you want your game to truly be successful, then a major thing that Dan and the team has to do is listen to me, a rando on Reddit who has never seen a line of code. It's really the only reasonable solution for their dumb game. I have 100 hours in. Dan needs to hire fans already. Which is funny because I think he did. I think the lead developer was a fan of Rivals 1. And Trevor, I think his name, Trevor Youngblood, which What a crazy name, by the way. That's crazy. The character popularity shifts in Jelly Chat reveal. I gotta say, Etalus is cool, but I think his in-game model is like a little too cute and cuddly. He looks like just a little guy. He's just a cute little guy. His illustration is a lot more beastly and scary. He looks cute in game, which is not a bad or good thing. It's just funny. Everybody thought that May pushed, but May pulled. What is this? Why did this get so many likes or upvotes? What the heck? Why does Etalus have 5 fingers on each hand of the artwork, but his in-game 3 ball has 4? This is even worse than the Loxodon statue. Mr. Santa, you really need to have some consistency. I agree. New patch made forest broken again. This problem had got a hot fix. With the additional line, projectiles get destroyed when hitting something will not be properly destroyed when hitting a projectile that gets destroyed with no hit pause. That's a lot of words. They made forest burn godlike. Each tile of smoke is counted as a projectile and it's destroyed with no hit pause. As a result, if you throw needles, water, seed, or zetter fireball in the smoke, instead of going through and clearing the smoke, they just destroy one tile of smoke and disappear? What? Wait, this can't be right. I feel like I've destroyed projectiles before. It destroys fleet arrows, which means she can't use up throw. Whoa, really? Oh my god. Alright, come on. Hey, don't be so mean. Don't be so mean. Interesting. Projectiles can get rid of multiple crag rock. Okay, fleet side B. Oh, okay, that's what I was like. Lox meatball, I can definitely eat through it. But wow, Zetter fireball, fleet strongs, random needle. Oh, that's so interesting. It's fixed now. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. This is I can't imagine that was on purpose, but maybe it was. Who knows? I gotta go check it out. They thought they extinguished forest, but forest burned. This sucks. I hate this. I hate this. Oh yeah, there's a new patch that did a couple fixes. Trying really hard to give this game a chance it deserves, but I'm frustrated. Hey, all, I've made similar posts before, but now there's been a patch. I'm a melee player with about 100 hours in Rivals 2. Oh, how many hours do I have? What? I only have 77. How do you already have 100 hours? And you're frustrated. You gave the game a chance, man. That's crazy. I've peaked on ranked at 1740. That's also really good. Who is this guy? Maybe 65 or something on the leaderboards. Oh, yeah, he's freaking amazing. I'd like to think this is not a case of bad and mad. I really want this game to succeed. I've always wanted a platform fighter similar to Melee without Nintendo backing it. Cosmetics, different game modes, solid ranking system, all things I'm super enjoying, but gameplay wise there's still a few things that are absolutely bogging me down and I want to play. Wow, it's a whole essay. Number 1 is absolutely Whifflag. I'm tired of spamming moves because I know it's a good strategy. I'm tired of running into spammed moves. I'm tired of having to make a super hard call out to beat out degenerate ways of playing, especially when you can spam moves that combo into all percentages, which brings me to number 2. I think this is interesting because Whifflag is like a Rivals 1 mechanic, right? Like, I don't think Melee has Whifflag. The lack of knockback growth is super frustrating, especially on throws. It's a huge buff to set play characters who have reliable setups, and a huge nerf to characters who have the fish a bit more neutral, and who have setups that have reactable DI or other things of that nature. Lastly, make low committal moves low reward or increase their risk. Jabs don't need to be good shield pressure on every character. Maybe make it so they can't be cancelled into tilt on shield. That's an interesting change. Actually, might be cool. In place, aerials don't need to have huge punish potential at every percent. Even Melee Fox doesn't get nair into up smash until 60 to 80 on certain characters. Yeah, having jabs not cancel on shield, I think it makes sense. The reason why, like, it's like in high level play, which is what he plays, it's probably way more annoying to deal with because people are way better at mixing up timing with their grabs, with when they tilt and all that stuff. Because in my level play, people will mindlessly tilt after a jab, so I just wait till the tilt after the jab and then punish. But I'm sure when you're at high level play, it becomes harder to deal with. I think that's it for Reddit. Let's end with this clip. How does this clip make you feel? It feels... What's going on? Wait, This is just like. Okay. I don't. Are you the Raster or the Zetterbird right now? Because if you're a Zetterbird, you're just like a monkey man spamming moves. But if you're a Raster, dude, it's clearly the dares and the up tilts are not working, man. Do something else. Forward air him. Forward air his ass. This guy be. Which one are you? Oh my god. That Raster was funny. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, this is just funny. Alright, well that's it for today's community roundup, Rivals community roundup. If you like this, please give me a like and comment what else you want to see on the show. I would love to get the feedback from people in the community. I just want to make this something easier to digest, easy to consume at a weekly basis, so that we know what's going on in the community. Because sometimes it can be a lot. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.